Okay, so I have a script here and I have a basic problem here. This is a little bit more of a complicated malfunction, and every time I've tried to find information on it, it's been too complicated and too convoluted, and I couldn't figure out what they wanted me to do. Basically what I want to do is I have a script here. I'll go ahead and run this. And when I pop it up, I have the traditional if window exists, delete the UI or whatever. It has a FK chain string here which sets up the window itself, all the basic information. I have a text here, choose the number of markers. I have a command, int slider group, the label here with the field. I want it to go 1 to 100. And then I have button create the markers. You have a little command here, and then the next command here. And then inside the global proc, all I have is just selecting the variable and printing that the button's working. So what I would like to have happen is this number of loc markers switches to, let's say, 3. And then when I hit create the markers, 3 locators will pop up. So I want to take the value of this UI widget and have this, instead of just printing there, say 3 markers. So for instance, I could say print, and then whatever that number would be. So print what's in the UI slider, right? Okay, excuse the terrible spelling. And then what would happen inside here when I went to go to run this then is I would set this to 5 or 10 or whatever, and when I hit this it would print whatever that number was. So how do I take, and this is for basic UIs for anything, if I had a checkbox or a name field, like I wanted to have a renaming script, like let's say I'm doing an auto rig and I want to say what do you want this whole system to be called, I want to be able to take whatever information I put inside these UI widgets, whether that be an int field, float field, name field, radio button, whatever. How do you take UI widgets information and have your script read that information and plug that in? Here I'd like to be able to choose however many locators from 1 all the way to 100, and I'm going to make a chain of locators which will then let me create like an automated FK chain setup, and then I'll put the bone and the controls on it and I'll be able to make it curl and all that good stuff. But I want the number to be based on this UI widget, and that's what I'm trying to ask. So any information on that would be greatly appreciated, or places where I can find the information. Like I said, I tried to go on forums and I found that if you make like a little command thing here, then you can query the results somehow, but when I looked at it, it was so complicated. And then they said that once you get that number, that's not enough. You have to run it through a bunch of if-else statements to try to make sure that it's what it thinks it is. I don't fully understand. So if there's a simple way to do this, that's what I'm looking for. If not, is there a, any kind of thing, even if I have to buy it, if there's a book out there, whatever, that explains how to do this. I understand if for loops, I understand how to do some of the naming issues, I understand a lot of the basics of Mel, but now I'm trying to get into making my UI information plug into the script, and I don't know how to do that. Because when I hit this button and I have this command here, this, whatever goes in here, is based on the global proc. I don't know how to make the global proc take the information from this thing here. So that's what I'm asking for, is how to take the UI widgets and make the global proc, or whatever the command is, run the information from the UI widgets. And so that's what I'm asking for help with. So anyone that has any ideas on that, I'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much.